Hey, friends, welcome back to another fantastic year of Love in the Time of Quarterbacks. Apologize for the delay. I intended on getting this out on Wednesday. It's just been nuts with work. My wife's work. My wife owns a couple of businesses, for those who don't know. And this is her busy time of year. She owns two dancewear stores. And so they're just nuts right now. So between my work and her work and our kid and, him going back to school, I've just been, crazy. So I apologize. I'm going to try to get them out because I want you to be able to get the early lines. There's a couple of lines that I would have taken, like Philly, which is no longer available. That would have made my list at the original number, but I'm not going to take it once all the value's gone. I think that that's silliness, and I tell you guys that all the time. Without further ado, I'll go over last year. We finished 57 and 37. We were up 28.58 units, which obviously is fantastic. Always good to be up money. Always good to book a profit. If you listen to me, I didn't count any of the Super Bowl stuff because it was all I said they were leans. I had plays on everything except for Burrow to win MVP, and the three leans aside from the Burrow MVP because y'all knew I was on the Rams. They all hit, so hopefully you guys played some of those. But yeah, hopefully you guys played along. And more importantly, I really hope you guys have been listening to me and are following me on Twitter, because when this line, when the week one lines opened, Miami was -3 and got quickly bet down to -2.5, and I urged you guys to hammer that 2.5. My official play I said was 2 units, and so that's what I'm counting, and it was at -110. But I obviously played a lot more than that. I also have some Miami -6.5 and Miami -9.5. The line is currently 3.5. I can't even see threes anywhere. If you can find a 3, I would still take a -3. I wouldn't take it at -3.5 again, just because you're not getting the value that you should get out of that. So I wouldn't. But hopefully you did take the -2.5. The truth is a narrative driven thing. Everybody wants to believe that Tua is the worst quarterback of all time, and realistic evidence points to the fact that he's not. He might be average. I think he's better than average, and I think we'll find that out this year. But even if he's average, the Miami Dolphins are still a billion times better than the Patriots, because guess what? Mac Jones is average. And maybe Mac Jones gets better than that. Who knows? But right now, Mac Jones is average. And everywhere else, the Dolphins are better. The Patriots O-line might be a little bit better, but aside from that, the Dolphins are the better football team. So the Dolphins are going to win this game. They're going to win it handily. The Patriots look like a mess. They've been trying a new system, which apparently is not working. So offensively, of course, with Matt Patricia in as the OC. And even just beyond that, the Pats were worse than their record last year. Obviously, Bill's a great coach. They were worse than their record last year, and they got worse. They lost J.C. Jackson. They lost Hightower. They lost Van Noy. I know Van Noy wasn't the player he used to be, but the Patriots rely on having those guys as leaders. And, not having Van Noy, not having, Donta Hightower, not having J.C. Jackson in there, it's going to leave some holes. The Patriots are also, perennial slow starters. It's never been a surprise for the Pats to start out 2-2 or 1-3 and then go on a run like the Pats do. So, I think they're going to get just smacked. They're going in, and even beyond that, home field advantage isn't what it used to be, but at the beginning of the season, when it's the hottest in Miami in the sweltering heat, it's gonna matter. By the end of the game, that D line is gonna be tired. So I think Miami smacks them. And it's I know I'm a Dolphins fan. For those of you that don't follow me, I very rarely bet on my Dolphins. I often bet against them, in fact. So for me to take the Dolphins and be this confident is very, very rare. But I have an enormous amount of money on the Dolphins this weekend. My next play is Arizona plus 6.5. The best line I found, that one is -110 at Caesars. And they're hosting Kansas City. It is a home game for Arizona. Kansas City showed last year they don't love to put teams away. I think, Kansas City's still going to be a really good team. I don't buy in, they lost Tyreek Hill, they're going to be bad. That just doesn't exist to me. They're still going to be a very good team. But Arizona plays well early in the season. Once teams adjust to them, they don't do anything because Cliff Kingsbury's not a very good coach, but they have shown that they play very well early in the season. So I think Kansas City's probably going to win this by 3 points, because that's what Kansas City does. They find a way to win, but they don't put it away. And Arizona's good early in the season. So you're going to give me almost a touchdown. I'm going to take it. Right now you can get... like I said, minus or plus 6.5 at minus 110 at Caesars. I'm playing that for a unit. The Dolphins play was, if you follow me on Twitter, it was a 2-unit play. I have way more than that on it, but it was 2 units at minus 2.5. And like I said, at 3.5, I don't touch it. But if you can get 3, I'd probably still do it. Again, I think they're going to win by more than that. I've got a minus 6.5 and I got a minus 9.5. But just for the, I got plus money on that. You're not going to get plus money on 3.5 right now, so the value's not there. So don't do it. And then a 7-point teaser. I've only got 3 plays this week. So I have Baltimore, who are visiting the Jets. I have moved them from plus 6.5 or minus 6.5 to plus 0.5. They're an easy survivor pick this week. They're a much better team. The Jets are in a bit of disarray. They don't think the Becton, injury is going to hurt them, but I'm certain it will. And I just don't think they're there yet. And Baltimore needs to make a statement after the collapse last year. So I think Baltimore, and Lamar wants to make a statement, with all the contract stuff. So I think Baltimore comes out and beats them pretty handily. The second game is Minnesota, moving them from plus 1.5 to plus 8.5. They are hosting Green Bay. I still think Green Bay is a better team, even without Devontae Adams. But Green Bay's strength this year is likely going to be their other than the fact that Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in the world right now. 2-time MVP, so you can't really argue that. But their strength is going to be their defense. And so I see this being a lower scoring game. It's a divisional game. If I can get myself, past all the key numbers, 3, 4, 6, 7, I'm obviously going to take that. I think Minnesota's a live dog. I think Green Bay might start slow because Rodgers is, not doing super well with his... with the young receivers, and there might be some growing pains there. So, yeah, I think Minnesota's a live dog. I think they have a chance to win that game. So if I'm going to move myself to 8.5, yeah, I'm going to do that all day. And the last one, which is one that I actually started out on the other side of, and then I listened to some people who I think are smarter than me. My model says Carolina should win that game. And I listened to some people that I think are smarter than me, so I'm really hoping this doesn't bite me in the ass, because my model was close, and there would have been no play with my model. But I moved Cleveland to plus 8. And the reason I did that is Baker Mayfield is the better quarterback in the game. Pretty much everywhere else, I think Cleveland's better. Except for maybe wide receiving options. I mean, DJ Moore, I love DJ Moore. But I also love Donovan Peoples-Jones, and I think he's super underrated. But Jacoby Brissett is trash. As a Dolphins fan, I can tell you he's trash. But what did Jacoby Brissett not have last year in Miami? A running game. The Browns have 2 running backs better than anybody Miami's had in years. So I think it's going to be different. I think it's going to be more of a grind-out kind of game. I'm not worried about CMC being injured. That has nothing to do with it. I just think that I don't see Carolina beating anybody by 10 points. So I'm going to take the Cleveland plus 8 because I think with the exception of quarterback and wide receiver, Cleveland's better everywhere else. And yeah, I think, I've listened to people who are smarter than me who have said the exact same thing, and I don't know how you lay points to Carolina, even with Baker and the Baker revenge factor and everything like that. And Brissett is hot trash, but I'm going to plug my nose and I'm going to take Cleveland plus 8 there versus Carolina. So I've got for that. So the plays this week are Miami minus 2.5 for 2 units, which was done months ago on my Twitter. Always remember to follow me at CPT_handsome. That is at CPT_handsome, at Captain Handsome. Obviously, look at me. And because I'll do in-game play, stuff like that, and if they're official, they count. So I have Arizona plus 6.5, minus 110 at Caesars. And then for a 7-point teaser, I use 365 lines just because I know most of you guys use 365. So I have Baltimore, and if you guys have changed or using something different, let me know. But I just know that from the past, the response that I've gotten from guys that they most of them use 365. So I go Baltimore plus a half point, Minnesota plus 8.5, and Cleveland plus 8, and that is a 2-unit play, as my 7-point 3-game teasers usually are. As always, guys, remember to stay within your limits. Don't be silly. Make sure you budget accordingly for the season and for every week. And last but not least, always remember to avoid Barstool. Their book is crooked. They are literally some of the worst human beings on the planet. Portnoy is the biggest scumbag, parading as an every guy and ripping off the people who worship him. So thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Hope y'all run good, and I hope y'all enjoy the Dolphins just destroying the former juggernaut that is the Patriots this week. I fully expect Mac Jones by halftime to be calling Nick Saban and asking if he can go back to Bama. Have a great day, guys.